Welcome back to Hugh Loving Life. I'm Michelle, and I'm going to be talking about the law of balance today from Harold Klemp's The Spiritual Laws of Life, one of my favorite books from Eckankar, because we all need to know what the laws are, right? Not just the laws of the physical domain, the country you live in. Obviously, that's so important, right? But if you know the spiritual laws, that's forever. Okay. So this is a forever thing to know. Okay. So I hope you get cozy because this is a longer one. You can pause and come back to it. It's pretty incredible. Just a few pages extra than normal. So get your espresso. I've got my Americano. So yummy. Okay. And get cozy because here we go. The law of balance. Underlying all in the great worlds of God is the law of balance. All is completely in balance in God's universal body. Balance is the principle of unity, of oneness. It is the stability which lies in the Godhead. So, balance is very important. Okay, that's been made clear. Blindness to cause and effect, I would say also known as karma, is still man's relentless problem today. The human consciousness refuses to admit that all actions have consequences. Everything you do comes back to you as if it knew the way. Every single thing, every thought, every action, everything you do, everything you don't do that you should have done, it all revisits you. The Living Act Master demonstrates the law of balance in terms of contemporary customs. Three forces affect humankind. Here they are. This is very important: the positive, the negative, and the all-important neutral force. The neutral or middle way is the Ek path. It is neither positive nor negative, neither masculine forcing nor feminine passive. It is the balanced, well-adjusted outlook, neither being for nor against. So it's kind of like, this is me talking, not Harold Klemp. I feel like it's like having that calm, non-attached perspective that can see all sides of an issue, right? One need not indulge in excesses of any kind to gain spiritually. And Eckes learns how to walk the middle path and so become a conscious co-worker with God 24 hours a day. Good, sincere humor keeps you on the middle path. Oh, isn't that the truth? Hello. Huh. When things are going on around you and you're like, are you kidding me? I literally bought a shirt that says seriously on it. I just wear it sometimes. So, yeah, staying neutral when other people might be not so neutral. Okay. Sometimes even being too positive is not a good thing. All right. As we live the life of Ek, we want to know how it works in our daily life. Of course, we want to know that. A professional musician recently came to me and said he had developed a case of jittery nerves. So easy to do. So much of this creative flow was coming through him that he was not able to take the time to balance it with some kind of physical activity. You guys, if you know anything about me, I'm a singer. I've been singing since I was 3 years old. And it's so very true. If you have all this energy flowing through you as a performer, musician, singer, yeah, you have to balance it. So working out is so important when you are in that flow state, just to shake it out, get some of that energy out of you. He's so involved with his music that he has not been able to work any physical activity into his daily schedule. Another musician told about joining a basketball team. The musician was able to get his exercise in this way. See, this is how you can be practical about Eckankar. Like, this is a very practical point he makes in this book. Like, if your creative flow is so much that you're jittery, right? Then do stuff like move, do physical activity. That's very practical. It is important to keep a balance in our physical life. When we get the Ek flowing in, all too often we want to put all of our attention on the books of Ek or the contemplative exercises, and we forget that we have to live day to day. So if you're scholarly and like I am, and you want to ingest every bit of wisdom and knowledge you can, and you read like a lot, like I get that because I'm exactly that way too. It's very important to know that you have to balance that with the spiritual exercises, which is why I've also started a spiritual exercise playlist on my channel. It's part of the spiritual law / exercises, and you can do them. And it's really important to work out your, contemplative and imaginative skills as well. Life goes up and down. We have times when everything is going our way, but there are also times when we're at the bottom. If we keep ourselves open to spirit, there will be an equal balance. So, no matter what's going on, if you're open to the divine, to love, to God, which is really just love, then you will help, or he, it, she, it will help, because love is gender neutral. It will help balance you out by giving you little whisperings of ideas, okay? This is what is meant by the detached state, neutral. When our fortunes hit bottom, we surrender to spirit. Then we can go back up more naturally and we'll maintain this rhythm of life. We surrender. We don't try to control and grasp when things are going cruddy. We surrender and listen and receive passive feminine energy coming in, receiving. And when you receive, then you follow the advice of love. As life goes on around us, the detached state is that which runs right through the center. We are the balanced individual working in the soul consciousness. All right, I want you to do a quick little thought here. See a razor's edge, okay? Because that's a very Eckist saying, talking about staying on the razor's edge. If you're balancing on a razor, okay, it's very thin. You don't want to fall too positive and you don't want to fall too negative. So you have to rebalance. How do you do that? How do you rebalance when you're out of sync? How do you rebalance? I'm going to take a sip. Think about that. How do you rebalance? Do you meditate? Do you contemplate? Do you go for a jog? Do you chant Hugh? What do you do? Got my Minnesota cup when I was at the last seminar. Every October there's a seminar and I go every year because it's the greatest thing. It's a highlight of my year. Every October, you guys, you can go and you can be in the same place as all these incredible people. And it's just wonderful. Okay. So let's see. Where do we leave off? What do we start that one again? We do what we can, but we don't feel guilty and we don't let ourselves get out of balance. We work with other like-minded people to accomplish things. We don't sit back in life and just wash our hands of the whole affair. We have to be active. So yes, there's the passive receptive state, but then we have to take action. Isn't that cool that there's both? Each soul is an individual and unique being. In the lower planes, we have the two parts of our lower nature, the positive and negative. Okay. When we get to the soul plane, we find that these two parts merge, they become one, neutrality. This is called the self-recognition state, what the Greeks referred to when they said, know thyself. Up until this time, knowing the self has meant merely knowing the ego or the little self rather than our true spiritual nature. Our consciousness changes when we reach the soul plane. Ah, okay, we now have an outlook. This is my second Americano, you guys. Best purchase I ever made. Best purchase was a new a coffee making machine. By the way, it pays itself off because you don't go to Starbucks every other day. A little hyper there. Okay, haven't eaten. Just had two Americanos. Wow, I better slow down. Okay. All right, where was I? Our consciousness changes when we reach the soul plane. We now have an outlook on life that is balanced. I think I'm a little out of balance right now. It's so funny, right? But that's okay. We don't beat ourselves up. So I'm a little hyper, a little extra positive right now. And that's okay. You know? In the dream state, Marriage simply means that soul is having an inner initiation where the two parts of itself are drawn a little closer together. How many of you have had a dream of being in a wedding? Don't listen to those dream books or dream things online. It doesn't, those books are outdated, okay? You're not living in the 1800s right now. It's a very different kind of place here right now versus the 1800s when, or early 1900s. Like, they all had their place, all those wonderful psychoanalytical people, but your dreams should be interpreted from your lens because what a rabbit means to one person might mean something else to another. So you have to interpret your dreams according to your own lens. But in Eckankar, that being said, a marriage does signify an inner initiation. That's really nice. That means it's step up the mountain. Okay, we're looking for the link of a soul with the Ek, this divine spirit which comes from God. Each time you see a marriage on the inner planes, regardless of the personality you perceive as your mate, it means a closer marriage with spirit and with God. That's very nice to know. Okay, we don't want to practice austerities. That is not balance. Buddha spoke about this. He did that, right? Did you guys ever see it's called, I love that movie with Keanu Reeves. The Little Buddha, maybe? Correct me if I'm wrong. Someone down here, please let me know. It's Keanu Reeves. Anyway, it's really worth seeing. But he was, very privileged as a prince, and then he went out and he was starving himself for like 8 years or something, and had like 1 grain of rice a day. And he finally came to realize after all those years of sitting under the tree that maybe the middle path would be the best path. Okay, neutral. Okay. He had started out his life as a rich young man protected from seeing poverty or sorrow. They didn't even let him see that. And when he went out into the world, he said, now I must beg and become poor. He tried fasting, and that didn't work out so well. All he got was skinny as a rail. After a while, he said, there must be some way to live a life that is well balanced. There must be a middle way. In the spiritual life, we look to find the balance so that when we have this experience of God and see the light, whether it is the blue light or anything else, we are able to carry on, right? It's really cool when you have these supernatural experiences, but we don't want to, neglect our physical life here. We don't get frantic and say, will I ever see it again? Oh, okay. Well, there's that too, I guess. But when the time is right, you will. Others will hear the sound. These are the two aspects of God, the twin aspects, the light and the sound, which the Ekkists and even those who aren't in Eckankar outwardly are beginning to learn about and experience in their daily life. Okay. Someone mentioned they didn't know how to find people with motivation or how to motivate them. And really, you can't. You can't motivate anyone but yourself, right? I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there who are motivating people and it might temporarily work, but it's got to be an inside job. You find people who are motivated at any particular moment. Some are motivated for a while and then they go into a rest period. The rest points in eternity. And that's okay because we're eternal beings having a temporary experience. So there's no rush. There is a natural cycle that we run. Okay. Activity, rest, activity, rest. Even the seasons are designed that way. Think about it. Winter in most places it's more of a go inside and rest, look inside. And Eckes learns how to walk the middle path where he can make the activity and rest work for him so that he becomes a conscious coworker with God 24 hours a day. That's the goal, people, right? We want to be conscious 24 hours a day, listening and being in our surroundings. A really good thing to do is to look at where you are and notice. Like, I'm looking at this beautiful desk that is in front of me, and I'm looking at the wood grain and I'm feeling it. It's very smooth surface. It's got lacquered on it, I guess. And I can see the different years of the tree that was sacrificed to make this gorgeous desk. But the point is, I'm really seeing it and I'm being present with it. Okay. In the now moment. And I was being so present with that, you guys, that I lost my place where I was reading. Okay. Well, here we go. All events and experiences in life reflect the law of spiritual balance. Sooner or later, the pendulum swings back. That moment when major positive and negative forces are in equal proportions, we may refer to as on the edge of eternity. That's pretty cool. Or the razor's edge. It means having a chance to go beyond the normal cause and effect of daily experience. Huh. Recently, a higher initiate said to me, "What is there I can do to keep from going out of balance?" It's a great question. Because this initiate had seen so many others go out of balance and she didn't want to ever be in that situation. She did not want to be one of the problem people or a prop peep, as Paul termed it once. Pro peep? I don't know what that means. I looked at her and said, "Well, when that time comes, I would do nothing. I could do nothing because you're doing whatever it is you're doing because you need to do it. And the sooner you do it, the better for you." Basically, everything that happens is happening for you. If you're a little out of balance, that's okay because it's like you being in a quiz. You're in a quiz in school. Okay, can you pass this quiz? Can you get yourself back in balance? Like right now, as you can see, I'm in a very peppy, positive place, and that's okay. I'm excited to make this video. Will I go back to neutrality? Absolutely. Once this video is done, I will sit and I will chant the hue and I will find my neutral, calm place again. But I'm excited and that's okay. We're not supposed to just have this austerity where we are just like drab individuals who can't smile and be happy and who won't even talk to people or return people's phone calls because they're so terrified of making karma. That's not what this path is about. And if someone thinks it is, even if they're a higher initiate, they're wrong. Okay. But of course, I also said, are you willing to take the consequences? Because in everything, and everything, and not just an but basically every human being, everything has a consequence. This is the cause and effect, and every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Karma, people. So that was the law of balance. It's pretty exciting to me. It's a great reminder to stay balanced as much as you can and to remind yourself throughout the day, you know, to find your center. How do you find your center? I like to chant the word hue, and I can do that. Like when I'm out with people, like tonight, I will be out and I will sing hue in my mind when I need to regain my balance because you can't control what goes on around you, right? You can't control the crowds of people, but you can control your state of consciousness. Even if you walk into a large group, a party, or whatever, where there's a lot of people who, let's say, are drinking and you don't like to do that, or whatever, at a party or a restaurant, whatever, you can control your center and chant hue and it will calm you and also keep away the people who are a little out of balance, actually, because they tend to be repelled by it. It's kind of interesting. That's just my 2 cents. That's not what Sri Harold Klemp is saying. I don't know if he agrees with that or not. I don't personally know him. I'm just reading from his book, which I adore. But I do find that it's true. When you're more in balance, like attracts like. And when you're out of balance, you attract people who are also out of balance. So to get in balance and to attract the right people to your side, to your intimate group of people close to your heart, then get in balance, chant hue, and also check in with yourself daily. You can also look at the playlist again. I keep talking about this one the most because I have I think 7, 8, 9, or 10 playlists, but the spiritual laws / exercises of Eck, interpreted by me, I feel are just so very helpful because I'm literally reading from the past, current living Eck master, the 973rd Sri Harold Klemp. We now have Sri Doug Kunin. You can look him up. He is putting out some videos via eckankar.org, and just to listen to him is so uplifting, so positive and neutral. Right? Okay. Anyway, I'm going to stop right there. This is the long video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you stayed with me till the end, give me a thumbs up or a heart or something. Let me know. that these long form videos are good too, because I usually do the shorter ones. So thank you, like, subscribe, share with someone, and make it a beautiful day for yourself. And when you do that, everyone around you benefits too. So much love.